Hey guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Remember yesterday when I said, oh my god, it's such a beautiful day out, but the weather in Canada can change so fast? I looked out at my truck this morning. There's my neighbor pulling in. But I looked out at my truck this morning and there was no snow on it, and now it's covered in snow. Literally just started snowing not too long ago. Currently the temperature outside is minus 4 degrees Celsius. Yesterday it got up to 4 degrees Celsius. Isn't that fun? Guys, today I'm wearing the forest camo again because holy crap, I'm gonna be rocking the winter jacket, the forest camo jacket, until the climate decides to adjust to spring weathers. Here's what's funny about Canada, right? We're gonna do this flip-flop friggin' bipolar weather for a while. It's gonna happen until mid-April, end of April, and then all of a sudden, boom, 27 degrees Celsius. It just, boom, it's hot, and we're good to go. Now, of course, a lot of people go, oh, it's because of climate change. No, man, no. It's been like this climate right now that we're experiencing since I was a kid. Some years we get boatloads of snow, some years we don't get any. Like winter of, I think it was 2015. It was a pretty boring winter. We didn't get a lot of snow and it was pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie, because I was an adult. There was a time when I was a child and one of the winters, me and my brother got these things called snow foxes. Basically, they look like GT snow racers, just by a different company because the patent was gone so that anybody can clone them. So we got these Snow Fox snow racers. You know, you sit on them, slide down a hill, you got a steering wheel, you can turn it, you can drive it down the hill, all awesome, take it off sick jumps. Of course, we did and broke them pretty quick and then had to get them reinforced and whatever. That's what happens when you take things off of jumps that don't have suspension. Something's got to give, and it's usually the metal on the sled with a poor welding job. But we got these Snow Foxes for Christmas. Do you think we could use them? We got like maybe 3 rips out of them that year before the weather got really warm and the hills were no longer snow covered and it was kind of shite. So I can't really say climate change. Yeah, the climate has changed. Apparently from some friggin' Discovery Channel thing I watched, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, the Arctic would go from what Canada does now, from green grassy plains to snow plains. Apparently the Arctic did the same thing. Sure, I don't know how the hell they figured that out, but scientists do weird experiments that I can't comprehend because I'm not a scientist. And they conducted that dinosaurs used to roam the Arctic polars during the spring and summer, and then in the fall and winter some would actually come down south. Cool beans, bro, cool beans. Anyway, maybe the earth is just adjusting. You know, they do say that the earth does this cool little, like when it spins, it doesn't spin on a permanent axis, it actually does one of the tilts as well from time to time. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, I gotta say. So science, it's so neat. Anyway, today I'm off to the office. It's frickin' Monday. You already saw it on the opening screen that it's Monday. One nice thing is guys, we have T-minus 2 more months till fishing starts, and I am so stoked. So stoked. I got some lures that I need to paint up, but I kind of want to fix them a bit. These ones here that I printed up a long time ago, these crankbaits, the problem is this one might fly right. I've been using these here as blanks to whip around the backyard when I'm testing out new reels purchased, or just trying to get some new casting methods down, like pitching and punching. I really wish I would have known about pitching last year when I was out with Bloke and Bobby, and we went to that one area with the bridge, and I completely backlashed the living piss out of my pissy fun with the fluorocarbon, because if I would have pitched that in, I got a bite. I had a bite in that water. But if I would have pitched it in instead of trying to cast it through the trees, I think I would have had success and caught a fish, because that running water was juice. And I did have a bite, but I couldn't set the hook right, and it got away. But I'm pretty sure that if I would have learned how to pitch and punch back then, that would have been a different story. Now I'm watching a video here by Kicking Their Bass TV, and the guy literally takes a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, puts it on the grass, backs up like 25 feet or whatever, and he just practices pitching it, trying to get the technique down. Guys, I need to do that. Once the weather clears up and I actually have a lawn again, I think I might do that. I might just grab a bait caster out of the garage and start practicing my pitching techniques, just to make sure I can put the bait where I want it to be to catch the fish. And watching how he does it, it's pretty good. Like, he showed how to do it with a crankbait with treble hooks and how you grab the line, not the lure. But then if you have something like a Texas rig on a craw or a worm, you can actually grab the bait and pitch it in using the rod as your pivot point. And it looked friggin' awesome. It looked friggin' awesome. So definitely got to get into that. Got to figure that technique out and put that to work. Guys, today also on the vlog, I'm going to do a drive to work. Frig it. Might as well. I might as well. So, but yeah, friggin' weather, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's like just when you think that things are going to finally start melting, Mother Nature comes back with another snowstorm. Now, Dad always did say, new snow to melt the old snow. I don't know how true that friggin' is, but whatever. We'll take it for what it is. We'll take it for what it is. Yep. Also, I'm still on the hunt for a 9070 because they haven't restocked them anywhere in Canada. But I expect the prices to go up heavily now because of the tariffs coming out of the US. Unless they haven't implemented those tariffs yet, I don't know. I know Danielle Smith from Alberta requested that Trump hold off on the tariffs till after the election because like right now we're in enough trouble as it is, even though you know, a lot of the Liberals' policies are that Canada's economy is being ruined by these tariffs. But let's face it, Canada's economy has been ruined by 10 years of liberal ownership, you know, printing of money to saturate our economy, just stupid policies that cost taxpayers boatloads of cash. It has nothing to do with Trump putting out tariffs. This is all brand new. This just recently happened. And it hasn't really happened because every month Trump pushes back a month. So it's like, this has nothing to do with Trump. Quit bringing his name up in your electoral friggin' debates because this has nothing to do with him. Come up with your own policies, Liberals. Stop stealing from Pierre, because that's just dumb. We all see it. And the ones who don't see it are so blindsided, it's unbelievable. Come up with your own policies. Hell, play on the net zero thing, because we all love that, right? We all love net zero. Let's go. Play on that. That'll get you somewhere. Probably not, but let's just say it does. Stop stealing from other politicians' ideas because you can't come up with your own. And April 28th, let's go to the polls and make a difference. Because honestly, like, if Liberals get in again, guys, Canada is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Yeah, Canada is the definition of insanity. Just saying. Alrighty guys, check this out. Look at the freaking snow out there. Like, this is ridiculous. You saw what it looked like outside yesterday. You could see my neighbor's lawn. Now you can't. Like, welcome to Canada, boys. I have no idea what the frig is doing in Toronto right now, but it's probably not doing this. But yeah, I was watching that Kicking Their Bass TVs doing, frig's sakes, I keep forgetting stuff. Forgot my laptop. I was watching that Kicking Their Bass TV and I realized that I always thought his filmographer filmed with like an expensive DSLR or, you know, like an actual production camera. No, he films with the same thing as me, a DJI Osmos. I see a lot of people using these microphones, these DJI transmitter microphones, mainly because they use multiple different configurations. You can get the receiver for them that you can just plug into any microphone input camera, or you can use Bluetooth on your cell phone, or if you have a DJI Osmos, it just pairs up and works. So I've been noticing a lot of different content creators using these microphones over top of the Rode system. I still notice a lot of people out there use the Rode for better audio quality over the onboard microphones, but mainly I'm seeing a lot of these DJI Transmitter 2s, both this one here and the Mini. The Mini I've seen used a lot. A lot of people will use these because they also have 16 gigs of internal storage for audio. So you can literally audio capture on the microphone and then use that audio to sync it to your video, which is something I was contemplating on doing for the gaming channel, the Rust channel, if you will. Let me move my mic to my jacket. See, the other thing that makes these microphones great is that magnet on the back, because you can literally stick it to your shirt without having to use the pincher. But if you need the pincher, you can use the pincher. And I've seen people stick these on their ball caps peaks just so that it's out of the way, but then you're kind of looking at this cotton ball on the end nonstop. Alrighty, so time to get off to work. Gotta make sure I lock my door, especially after what happened last week. I don't even think I talked about that, but seems sketchy people are pretending to be service people and going door to door, knocking on doors. And when they sense that there's nobody home, they just try to help themselves to the house, because that's literally what happened to me last week. And my neighbor next door caught it and yelled over to them and said, "Hey, what are you doing? He's not home." And they went, "Oh, sorry." And then they left. But I caught their face on camera. So that sucks for them because I submitted it to the cops and now they can do with it as they wish. Alrighty, you guys are mounted in the car. I got snow all over my window. I mean, I got snow all over the inside of my truck, all over the controls and shit. Hopefully those are waterproof. Damn it, I can't see out of my mirror. I forgot to clear that off. There we go. Just now I have a mirror again. All right, here's hoping we get some heat in this car. Let's get the hell out of here. All right, so she's a little slick outside. It's pretty amazing how yesterday I totally could have like gone for a bike ride, and today it's out of the question. It's also pretty impressive that the camera can see perfectly through the window, and I super can't. I need new freaking wipers again. Mind you, I did buy these wipers in 2003, so that could pretty much be the reason why they suck. And I noticed on my one wiper on the driver's side, I'm missing the retaining clip. No idea where the heck that went, but it doesn't look like the wiper's falling off, so who knows when I lost that. Probably a while ago, judging by the color of the socket on it. Oh well. I need to buy new wipers anyway, so these wipers are done like dinners. So guys, I'm going to try something this week. I'm going to try and vlog 5 days in a row. I'm still going to upload Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I'm going to try and do a vlog every day of the week, the daily vlog, just so I can see how it feels to talk on camera 5 days a week. That, and it'll be interesting to watch how daily the climate changes, because like right now you can't. Oh yeah, I love this area. This intersection is so good because it's at the bottom of 4 hills. Water just congregates at the bottom down there, freezes over, and it becomes a skating rink so fast every winter. You're probably saying, then why do you take that route? It's just easier to turn onto the road up here because you're at the lights. And because of the amount of people that can't drive in this freaking country, when you go the other route, they don't know how to pull over and give you room so you can turn right on the road, and you're waiting for the light to turn. And it's one of those lights where, because it's on a major road, holds longer for the highway access and then doesn't hold as long for your access. But luckily you can turn right on red, but you can't turn right on red if you can't get to the actual turn, because people are driving up and parking up so nilly-willy, especially on days like today where you can't see the lines in the road, so you're literally inventing lanes. Gotta make sure I don't gun it coming out of that turn, because otherwise my ass end will become my front end and I'll hip check that car behind me. I want to move over a lane. I hate being in this lane. See, it looks so clear on the camera, but it looks so shit on my end. It's insane how a camera's lens can pick up such a clear video, but your eyeballs can't. I shouldn't say that too loud. Elon Musk might make Tesla eyes or some shit. Bet you people weren't expecting on plowing this late into March. Totally got a truck up there, that truck with the orange light flashing. Or that tractor I should say. That's one of the higher plows. I honestly don't think snow removal will be required. I think I'm pretty much done with dealing with my driveway for the time being, but I could be wrong. Oh frig, okay. Okay, buddy. Oh, hey, buddy up there driving like a NASCAR driver. Rushing to a red. What's his freaking hurry to stop? Like, come on, bud. He's not even turning. He's just like, oh, he is turning. Okay, never mind. See, like I said, it's one of those games where you invent your own lane. But bro, they're just friggin' NASCAR swerving between cars to get ahead. Like, what's your freaking rush? The roads are pretty slick right now. You can tell the city wasn't anticipating this, even though it was on the freaking weather network that we were getting a boatload of snow today. They still didn't anticipate it. Probably tried to call the meteorologist bluff, and well, whoops, kind of freaking can't do that, bud. So what do you guys think of the new format of the date and location? Right now the location doesn't really matter because I always film out of one location, which is my town. But come spring and summer, man, that's gonna change. That's gonna change. As this year, I can do some more exploring. This whole winter was all about saving cash for new fun things to do in the summer, because winter time is the perfect time to put money aside for fun activities in the summer. Not to mention, I also have 5 weeks of holidays from work that I'm gonna need to use to do stuff. I don't think I could spend a week down in London with Bloke, because he's got a job that he has to do, and because he's self-employed, taking vacation is unpaid and making money is, you know, kind of required for survivability in this modern age. But I don't know. We'll see what we get up to. Anyway, guys, I'm off to work, so I will talk to you guys after work. All right, peace out. Oh, this is quite the winter we're having this spring, I tell you what. Friggin' look at the snowbanks on the side of the road now. They came around with the big plow and pushed all the snow up onto the sides there. That'll all be gone in a couple days, mind you, but it's pretty packed and pretty dense. Like the parking lot at work, it traverses a sidewalk like what you see on the side of the road there. So what they normally do is they'll plow the roads, and then later on the city sends their little sidewalk plow around, little tractor with a friggin' 18-inch blade or whatever. I don't even know how big it is. It's probably longer than that, probably like 45 inches. Anyway, they send that around and they plow all the sidewalks, so it ends up making the banks look a little thicker on sidewalk areas, but it gets double packed from the street and from the sidewalk. So sure enough, you go to leave the parking lot, and I'm watching all these like little Toyota Corollas and Honda Civics, and some people at work have more expensive cars like Mercedes-Benz and BMWs and shit. You know, the ones who actually make good coin, bought the European cars. You watch them leave, and they just snowplow the curb friggin' banks, eh? Like just smoke it. Like I had no problems leaving. Like I felt like I was going through water with the way the truck was bouncing around. But yeah, man, it's pretty crazy that this is quite the winter we're having this spring. Yeah. So yeah, before I left today, I talked about how there was a guy who showed up at my door, and this has been happening. There was actually a thing in, I don't know if it was Bay Today or Crime Watch North Bay on Facebook, but somebody was talking about that people were going door to door wearing reflective vests looking like service people, and they would knock on the door, and then they would only go to doors with no cars in the driveway, knowing nobody's home, or at least hoping so. Then hoping that in typical Canadian fashion that you left your door unlocked, because you'd be surprised how many Canadians do not lock their doors. I was one of them for the longest time, but I changed that because of all the break-ins recently and all the friggin' misdemeanors going on and theft and homelessness. Now I lock my doors. But for the longest time, from like 2006 to like 2018, I used to always leave my door unlocked and never locked it. No, it was actually during COVID when I started locking, because I just always left it unlocked. Because honestly, I never had a problem in the neighborhood. There was never a problem. Now we got riffraff going around, pretending to be service agents. They'll knock on the door. My neighbor was outside doing something, I don't know what, but he told me about it. I saw it on the camera. I saw a buddy reach for the door and try the doorknob, and then he came out and he yelled out something. I couldn't hear it on the camera, it was too muffled, but I heard the doorknob friggin' shimmy. And he told me about it when I got home from work. He's like, hey, just letting you know that there's a guy at your door today. I'm like, yeah, I saw that on my camera. And he's like, oh, you got a camera? I said, well, yeah, I got the one in the garage, and I got one in the window, and I saw the individual on the camera. He's like, yeah, you might want to report that to the cops and send them the footage. And I did. I took the footage down, the clip anyway, of the individual, and I sent it to the cops to show that they tried to breach the house. They look like an official service person for God knows what. I thought it was the door-to-door Cogeco salesman again, because they've been harassing me like crazy lately, trying to get me to change over. But the last time I had Cogeco, it was such a pain in the arse, because when I canceled the service and went to Bell Fiber Op, because Cogeco just had cable, and the cable was really unreliable at my house. Like, it was down more than it was up, and they would send a technician over and they blame my router. Meanwhile, you could physically see the service light on the modem flashing away, and at the time I'd be like, bro, I work for an internet service provider. I know what's going on. I've already tested the modem. I've already logged into the back end of the modem. And they're like, you're not allowed to do that. How do you know how to do that? And I'm like, because these are the same modems we use, and you guys never changed the administration password. Don't worry about it. There's nothing I can do in there to modify any settings. It's all set at the decom. And he's like, yeah, well, you're not allowed to do that. And he's just going on. And I'm like, listen, bro, just shut up. The problem is the signal issue at either the DMARC or somewhere down the line. I'm getting a lot of noise on the line. You probably have a corroded terminal. He fought me tooth and nail. Bell Fiber Op dropped the flyer in my friggin' mailbox saying, Fiber Op now available in your area. And I didn't hesitate. I called and ordered and then shut it down. So when I did shut it down, I had to send back the modem and the cable box. Sent them both back. Those assholes, even though I got a tracking number, Those assholes claimed they didn't get it back. Were threatening to take me to small claims. Or, sorry, they got a credit bureau involved to try and... What the hell is this asshole doing? Pay attention, nerd. Holy frig. Find a lane and pick it. I don't even want to get beside this guy. He can't drive. Anyway, so sure enough, I ended up, I contacted them and said, I got a tracking number. It says it's in your warehouse. Pull up. If you really want to take this to small claims, let's go. I'm going to have some... I do not want to get beside this guy, but I have no choice because he's driving slow and he can't hold a friggin' line to save his soul. Holy, bud. Bro. What the frig is wrong with you? Learn to drive, noob. Like, he's literally lane splitting right now. Freaking guy can barely see over the steering wheel. I get it. He's just like a little guy. Can't see over the steering wheel. Doesn't know where the lines are on the road, boys. Anyway, I'm almost home. I'll carry on when I get there. I drove right past my driveway, frig's sakes. Couldn't tell where it opened. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm not even going to bother clearing the driveway. I'm like, oh, should I fire up the snowblower? Screw that. It's going to freaking melt. Piss on this, man. Chores for no reason. I'm just going to... Those are interesting tracks. Where do they go? They just... Is that them? That's water dripping off of here. Huh. Oh. I bet you they're getting in down there. I gotta fix that this summer. I'm gonna have to do a lot of work this summer. I got a lot of little projects to do on this house. A lot of little projects. Could make for some good videos of me fumbling around, trying to figure shit out on my own, because that's what I do best. Oh, I hear a meow face. Are we surprised? Yeah, there's a meow face. You're not going outside. Last time you went outside, you came back 3 months later and you had neck wounds. Oh, what a day. I'm glad it's over. Had a few fun doozies today that I was able to fix that I had to think outside the box and breach process on, but I was able to get it done, so that's cool. One of them, for some reason, was a policy that was being pushed, didn't quite make it and got corrupted, and literally the client's computer would fall asleep after 1 minute of inactivity. Not lock the screen. I mean, it physically fell into suspended state mode. I've honestly never seen that before. That was pretty crazy, but whatever. No big deal. It's resolved now. I need to get some fresh air in here. Holy crap, it's hotter than Hades. My goodness. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna quickly do a little bit of editing and just chill out for a bit. Just relax. Spend the night relaxing for a little bit while I edit some video. I'll talk to you in a bit. We're done editing. I thought about playing some Rust tonight, but it's getting kind of late and I don't want to be up too late. But I thought about something about this new way of vlogging. Like if I do decide to vlog all week and I get into it, I might switch to a vlog every other day, like a video every other day. Put up one a day. No, one every other day. So like 15 videos a month instead of my regular, we'll say 12, because we'll just say there's 4 weeks in a month. That's how it should be, but it isn't. And there should be 13 months with 4 weeks per month. But hey, what can I say? I don't control the way the calendar works. Somebody else did, and they really messed that up because now we have a freaking leap year. Whatever. I heard the cat meowing. She sounded like she was right here, but I don't seize her. She's not inside of one of her little cubbies, is she? Hey, you in there? Are you in there? I don't think she's in there. You guys can see in there better than I can. This camera's amazing for low light. Like, you guys can see the floor of the carpet. I physically can't with my eyeballs. Seriously, guys, DJI Osmos Pocket 3, if you get one that isn't brick from the get-go, they're pretty sweet cameras. But yeah, got to thinking. I'm like, I really want for a video card. I mentioned, I know you guys are probably sick and tired of me talking freaking video cards for the gaming PC, but hear me out. Okay, the 4060 isn't too bad for 1080p. 8 gigs of VRAM will do 1080p just fine for what I do. However, I really want to experience 1440p. And for that, 8 gigs of RAM, you'll overload the buffer and it will not work that well. Now, if anybody out there has a 4060 and they do 1440p. Let me know how that goes. I know Chuch has a 2080 in his computer and he does 1440p and he has no problems, but I have a feeling like the 4060 is a little bit better sorry, he has a 2070. The 4060 clocks in 15% faster than the 2070, but I really question how well it can do 1440p. I really want to get a bigger monitor for the gaming station. I was looking at an Acer gaming monitor. It's an IPS display, which is pretty much what I have up there now, but you don't need some convoluted piece of shit box to make it work. Right now, I need a convoluted piece of shit box to make my monitor work at 1440p because the monitor is super freaking old, like really freaking old. Bought it a long time ago because I was like, oh, it's 144 hertz refresh rate. That's amazing. And it was cheap. It was like $1.69 on sale. So I figured, holy shit, that's awesome. But I can never get it to do that refresh rate until I bought a DVI-D cable, because that's the only way you can do it, is through DVI-D. I was using DVI-I. A DVI-D cable, plugged it into the video card on the old freaking gaming rig because it had a DVI-D port. Plugged it in there, plugged it into the monitor, and boom, shakalaka boom, we had 1440p capabilities. Could the old 1070 hit that? Hardly. She tried her best, but the best I can get it up to is 90. And that was like on some pretty relaxed settings on some games. And other games it ran at 144 hertz, no problems. Just, cruised along, did its thing. I've been thinking, I'm like, if North Bay can't friggin' giddy up and get some cards in stock. Worst case Ontario in May long weekend. I'm probably going down to visit old bloke and we're probably going to go do a little old fishing. I don't know what we're going to fish for because their zone is not like ours. See, May long weekend, everything opens here. Bass, except for pike. Pike doesn't open, but if you catch a pike, just throw it back. Not a big deal. You can't control what fish eats your shit. You can't see them in the frickin' water when you're casting way out deep. So as long as you're not specifically targeting pike by like throwing pike lures, like, I don't know, replicas of like bass or sunfish or something like that. If you're throwing like a Senko and a pike picks it up and you hook them in the face, hey, I was targeting bass. That asshole got in the way. The way she goes, don't worry, I put it back. But everything opens up here. Walleye, bass, bluegill are always open. You can go out and rip bluegill all freaking year long if you want. Same with catfish, same with carp. There's no limits on catfish and carp. You can just go out, well, there's limits on how many you can keep, but there's no restrictions on them. You can just go and rip their faces off all year round if you really want to. But that's up here. Where Bloke is, it's zone 16, and walleye opens up 1 week before our walleye does. Their walleyes open up the second Saturday in May. Ours open up the third Saturday in May. Don't ask me why it's based on the Saturdays. I didn't make the rules. We can blame the MNRF for that. However, their bass doesn't open up till the fourth Saturday in June, which is why last year when I went down in July for the July long weekend, we were able to go bass fishing because bass were finally open. Trout, brook trout, rainbow trout, all that shit's open. So we could try trout fishing. I just don't know where to find trout around there. Bloke might have an idea. If he watches this, Bloke, if you have an idea, we can go. I've never caught a trout. I still have yet to catch a friggin' trout and to feel how they fight. So if we know where to get trout, want to try some trout fishing? Should I start researching how to trout fish? You got that fly line. What am I talking about? You can easily trout fish with your fly rod. It's what all the friggin' trout fishermen use is fly rods. Well, some. I got a couple buddies up here who use some ultralight setups with monofluoro friggin' polycarbonate X-Acto stretchy line and like small lures like spinners and stuff like that, and they end up bagging some trout. But I know a lot of the guys that I talk to, they say trout fishing's best done with a fly line because you can they'll come to the surface and pick it off because they like doing that. But it'd be kind of cool to get on some trout because I've never caught one, and it'd be one of the species I really need to catch. I know where they are around here, sort of. Like I know in a couple of weeks, actually probably now. No, I'm going to say in a couple of weeks, the trout will be running down the creek just over yonder, and I can just sit there and throw a line in and probably catch them. They're just little brown, like little baby brooks. Like they're not big. You wouldn't want to eat them. But you know what else you wouldn't want to eat? but I just shat out my arse. I had a turd acting like a check valve. Pretty gross, right? There you go. But yeah, when I go down to visit Bloke, they have this great store in London that I could hit up called Canada Computers. Canada Computers stocks, if you guessed it, computers. They also stock, if you guessed it, computer parts. Right now, I checked their inventory. They have like a whole bunch of 9070s in stock. Why do I want to go to AMD instead of NVIDIA? Well, NVIDIA's been having a lot of problems with their stupid proprietary power connector. The 5090s and 5080s have been catching fire. I'm not interested in installing a video card to play games just to have a fire hazard in my house, all right? I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that. My house is already a fire hazard, so I don't need to add some fuel to the fire. The 9070 uses the old 8-pin connectors, has a dual 8-pin connectors in, and so far, all the reviews I've read on it, there's no problems with functionality. Does it perform better than a 5070? In some cases, yes. In other cases, no. However, it seems to be a driver issue. AMD is really notoriously known for refining their drivers and making their shit a lot better. Also, the 5070 comes with 12 gigs of VRAM. The 9070 and the 9070 XT both come with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So that's an extra 4 gigabytes of VRAM. So I don't have to see that stupid thing pop up on the screen saying, you're running low on VRAM. Never had that problem with the old freaking 1070 GTX. Playing freaking Red Dead Redemption 2. Never seen an error like that before, and then it pops up on the freaking 4060. I'm like, okay, do I have like bad RAM on this piece of shit? Like, what's really going on here? So, or I'm thinking it could just be that the 128-bit bus wasn't fast enough to keep up with the demands of the game, and it was shit in the bed. I don't know. Seems like NVIDIA is really flogging the whistle on this one, boys. I'm thinking if I can't get a video card locally, I can't order one from the London Canada Computers and have it shipped. It has to be available online, and online ordering of these cards is not available. If it was, I would just do that, because normally these stores have a deal where spend over $200 free shipping. So if you're buying like $1,000 video card, they're just going to be like, here you go, have a good time, go play your video games, and you're done, right? So my other concern is I need to get the measurements for it and measure the Acer Loser Nitro Suckface's case to make sure a 3-fan card will actually fit in there. Because I don't know if I'll be able to put that long of a card in there. I might be kind of gimped out by the case itself. Now I know Nvidia is coming out with their 5060 and their 5060 Ti, and apparently the 5060 Ti is coming in 2 configurations, 8 and 16 gig, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-fan setup, kind of like what my 3070 is right now. And the other thing I thought about was just say screw it, put the 9070 in the video editing rig and put the 3070 in the gaming rig, and then because the 3070 is 26% faster than the 4060, and it would give me my performance I need for getting the frames up and cleaner graphics. And the 3070 can easily do 1440p. So what I'm probably going to do over the next little bit, maybe by the weekend. Staples has a deal, like I said, on that Acer monitor. I might go in and swerp on that. It's like $170 right now, or $199, so something like that. They had another monitor, it was MSI, some friggin' nonsense. It's one of those curved monitors. I don't know if I really want a curved monitor. Could be kind of dope though. But they have a deal on a curved monitor, 1440p, HDMI, DisplayPort, all that fun shit. I think I need to poop. I'm tossing between the two. I think I do want to keep the whole friggin' station Acer, just because it's friggin' hilarious that, you know, I got all these pro gamers out there with these custom rigs and friggin' RGB LMNOP on it, and friggin' Asus ROG best motherboard, $300 motherboard. And I'm like, bro, Acer life, live in the budget world. It's just funny. Mind you, I've been watching a lot of Twitch streamers playing Rust, and I'm kind of amazed at what they're using. Like the one guy was running an i7 6700K, pretty much that computer I have over there, with, I don't know how the hell he's running this without getting bottlenecking, a 2080 RTX on a 6700K. I was getting bottlenecking on my 1070, but I found out that was because Chrome's a piece of shit. So maybe it's okay. But like Chuch has a 6500K and a 2070, and until he upgraded to a 1440p monitor, he was getting some serious CPU bottlenecking, where like Grand Theft Auto, he'd be driving along, he'd be cruising down the street and the map wouldn't load in. And then he would slam into an invisible object and then the map would catch up with him. So like, I don't know how the hell this guy's doing it, but he's playing Rust with that. And like other people are using like 8700Ks. A lot of people are not using modern technology and getting away with it. Like I know Rust graphics are not the greatest. One swap of the engine, a couple lines of code, and the game changes. And I'm wondering if that's what happened to Red Dead. Look what happened to Grand Theft Auto. They just released it with full-on ray tracing and everything. Grand Theft Auto 5. That's annoying. Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out for consoles. Grand Theft Auto 5 for PC gets a remake. Like, it's still the same game and just prettier graphics. But I get it. It's harder to make a game for PC than it is for console because there's only 2 configurations of console. There's Xbox and Sony. So it's easier to code for those, where for PC, there's so many different configurations that you have to take into consideration that it just makes the job a lot harder to get done. But I figure if I can't get a video card by May, when I swing down to London, go visit Bloke and go do some fishing, I'll hit up Canada Computers first, snag a video card, and then, I'll pay for it. I won't just snag it. I'm not gonna walk in there and GTA a freaking video card. Holy crap, who do you think I am? I'm gonna go down there, purchase a video card. We'll go do our fishing. When I come back, install it in the gaming rig and get some friggin' Rust going at a higher frame rate and higher definition. 1440p. Will the videos be 1440p? Probably not. 1080p is good enough for me. There's no reason to go 4K video. Like, holy, the file size alone is ridiculous. I'd be uploading for weeks. I'd be getting emails from my service provider going, okay, bro, what's going on with the bandwidth? Are you running a porn site? Like, whoa, no. Anyway, guys, on that note, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. By the way, the cool thing about this is if I do film every day and I don't feel like editing, because I'm going to do like a video every other day, that means I can not edit that night. I can just store the footage on my computer in a folder, put a star beside it saying this needs to be edited, and then I can just edit it later on. That's friggin' awesome. I like that. Until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.